First time when I get behind the wheel of a Colorado, I actually feel like I'm driving a truck and not an oversized crossover or SUV. If you're a truck guy or a truck gal, you're gonna wanna watch this review. Not because I'm standing next to the brand spanking new Colorado Trail Boss, even though it is pretty cool, and not because there's a Z06 on a trailer behind me, which can be towed, but because what's under the hood, and that is a Duramax diesel, the only diesel engine available in a mid-sized truck in America, and that review is coming up right now in the Fast Lane Truck. How does it drive? Well, it drives like a truck. What can I say? It's big, it's tall, it's heavy, 6,000 pounds. It's got a lot of payload and towing capacity. And unlike the petroleum version of this, diesel feels like it's a truck. I mean, there's a clatter of that 4-cylinder turbo underneath the hood. There's the fact that I'm sitting up tall and high. And of course, there's the fact that I've got just serious amounts of torque right below my right foot. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's of course this. It's a 2.8 liter Duramax diesel. Now there's been a lot of talk about diesels in other brands, but I gotta tell you, diesels and trucks, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. And this one, well, it puts out 369 pound-foot of torque, 181 horsepower, and it's paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. We don't know what the fuel economy is yet, but what we do know is that it's here and we can drive it. So let's take it for a ride. Now, guys, I get it. Diesels can be dirty, but they can also be torquey and they can also be fuel efficient. And in a truck, that's exactly what you want. You want something that can tow, and you want something that's not going to use a lot of diesel or a lot of gasoline and spew it out the tailpipe. Just like the Big Brother Silverado, the Colorado gets a handhold, a step, and of course, what is becoming almost common in all trucks now, a soft open tailgate. You can do all the tailgating you want. Now you guys know this, but the Colorado competes with other mid-sized trucks like the Nissan Frontier, the brand spanking new Toyota Tacoma, and of course the Ford, you don't have a truck. And actually, it doesn't compete with a lot of trucks in its class because there are no other diesels in its class. And maybe I'm being a little too enthusiastic about the fact that this is a diesel, because this is a diesel that's been around a while. It's sourced out of Asia. But for the first time when I get behind the wheel of a Colorado, I actually feel like I'm driving a truck and not an oversized crossover or SUV. So yeah, I'm excited by this diesel. And there is no substitute for torque. There really isn't, not when it comes to pickup trucks. Check it out. An integrated brake controller in a light-duty truck, just like the big boys. So you combine that with, well, let me ask you this. What do you think my favorite button is on this side of the dashboard? It's right here. Check it out. Can you believe it? It has an exhaust brake, just like the big boy dualies, the 3500s, the 2500s. This light-duty truck has an exhaust brake. How cool is that? Now, how does it work? I don't know. We'll have to wait till we get to the Colorado and run it down the Ike Gauntlet, but you can rest assured that this button is going to get a proper TFL workout. It's the only mid-sized truck with a diesel engine. It is, in my opinion, a very good-looking truck, especially this Trail Boss edition with all the blacked-out Chevy badges and the black wheels. It's not crazy expensive. Of course, it's not crazy cheap. But the one thing that we don't know, and the one thing that I'm most curious about, is fuel economy. Chevy has not yet announced that, and I think at the end of the day that will determine just how many people buy this truck. Chevy is expecting about 10% of its Colorado buyers to go for the Duramax. And if the fuel economy is good, I expect that number to be higher. The interior of this Duramax Colorado is just a very nice place to be. Everything is laid out logically. It's basically a baby brother version of the Silverado, but there is one big difference, and that's right here. And I'm squeezing it right there, an integrated brake controller, because this is a towing machine. All right guys, let's talk numbers, the important ones. This Chevy Colorado with the Duramax diesel starts at about $32,000, and if you load it up, it can go north of $42,000. By the way, this Trail Buff package is a $6,000 option, but you do get a lot of cool off-road stuff. It'll be available sometime this fall, and on the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, I'm gonna say, I don't know, I haven't driven it long enough. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Truck. Check out tfltruck.com for more news, views, and of course, real-world diesel reviews. See you next time. Ciao. Hey guys, you're going to want to click below and subscribe, because on this program, we're not just going to be driving this on-road, we're going to be driving it off-road, and that video is coming up. And better yet, the brand new 2016 Silverado is also here, so we're going to have a complete first drive, quick spin review of that. So please click on the subscribe below if you want to see those reviews. For all you GM guys who've been commenting, you've been doing nothing but Ford videos, well, stay tuned for a bunch of GM videos. And of course, for all of you GM Chevy fans, you know that Chevy has a long and illustrious history of building pickup trucks. As I'm driving by through memory lane here, I'm looking at some classic old trucks. And I think my favorite, if I'm being honest, is this very last one. Just because that Silverado is from my youth. And it is off-road worthy and badass.